Hello, I'm Hickey from interest.co.nz and welcome to a special housing report brought to you in association with BNZ. Today we're going to have a look at some figures from the Reserve Bank on home loan approvals, particularly early in January. Now this figure is released weekly and gives us an early idea of where the housing market is heading. And at the moment, the banks are being very tight with their lending to housing. And in particular, over the last 6 months, it's been tighter than many people expected. And when you have a look at this chart, you can see that through 2006 and 2007, home loan approvals were running at a record rate. But they dropped off through 2008 and into 2009. But, and this is the key thing, in March and April 2009, home loan approvals spiked up sharply as many people chose to go off their floating rates and onto fixed rates. And we saw a recovery in the housing market in the months following that spike we saw in March and April. But there was no follow-through, and that's the interesting thing here. As the housing market appeared to improve, the lending from the banks was not that strong. And when you look at the numbers for early January, which are normally weak because people aren't buying homes through the Christmas New Year break, they're actually down 5.2% from a year ago. And when you look at what this means for house prices through 2010, you'd have to say that the relatively weak growth in credit coming from the banks is going to keep house prices under control. And when you look at what we saw in December, where asking prices for houses actually fell, that suggests we're in for a relatively slow and potentially flat house prices through 2010. I'm Hickey. That was a special housing report brought to you in association with BNZ.